Hello and welcome to the Build-A-Game preview for tile sets. We're excited to give you guys a preview of some of the tiles that will be released during early access. We hope that as you see it, you start thinking about how you want to use them and start thinking about the kind of tiles that you're going to want to make. So let's take a look at the tiles and a peek at how they get into Build-A-Game with Tile Builder. So as you can see inside the window, we've got a lot of parts and pieces, and these make up an auto tile. And the auto tile, basically, as you paint, puts all the pieces in just the right spot for you. So we've got a whole window full of all kinds of images in here. We've got a lot of parts and pieces that make up a game. We've got a lot of gameplay objects, from coins and ladders and signs and climbing things, to the characters that play them, to the environment pieces that we use just to decorate a scene with. A lot of cool stuff that we think you're going to have some fun with. And then just to give you a glimpse into a lot of the other parts and pieces that make up all of this, when you start looking at characters, for instance, characters can be everything from just a single frame that drives everything on the character to 10,000, 20,000 images of a character that's drawn out. So when we look at somebody like the Tile Guy character, he might look simple, but he's got a lot of different motions and a lot of different directions. So in here we've got roughly about 1,400 images in here. And it's going to be anything from his movement, his crouching, his dying, his getting hurt, his jumping, his landing, going into water volumes and swimming around, to winning and losing and all that good stuff. So there's just a lot of different positions in here. And you notice everything's in its own frame. We take everything in on an individual frame, and then we optimize on our end so you guys don't have to worry about it. All you got to do is put it on a square and put it in a folder and load it up, and then you're good to go. And you can tell over here what we've got is some 8-bit stuff. So we've kind of got two different styles going on. We've got a cartoon shaded style, and then we've got an 8-bit style of it. In here we've got lots of different pieces, and some of these are going to be the lead ones that we start off with. We'll start off with some 8-bit style stuff just for the fun of it, and we've got some different environments that are going to be released with different characters that are in each one of them, and then a lot of different good gameplay objects, from breakables to coins and enemies and goals to hanging objects and jetpacks and ladders and teleports and traps, all kinds of good stuff. So these are all the parts and pieces that are going to make up these tile sets. Now, when we want to get them into Build-A-Game, we're going to be using Tile Builder. So what we want to do is be able to bring it all into Tile Builder. This is our bridge into Build-A-Game. This allows us to bring our own content, our own audio, our own animations, and then assign our different tile types to it, and then assign the properties to it, set up our colliders and helpers and particles on our objects, and then be able to submit that with our type of tile set, our description, our information, so that it can be visible in the Market Center or just in our own development set. And then this, once we hit submit, that pushes all this stuff over to Build-A-Game, and then you've got access to it from any device, and you're able to just start working with it or publishing it right away. And some of those basics in here, you can see that we're just going to be selecting on the different images that we pull up, the different files, and then we're just selecting the tile types that we're wanting to use. And these are just the first set of tile types that we're releasing so that we can start getting some good testing on those. And then, of course, you get into all the properties. You can go into some of the properties, for instance, with the auto tile settings, whether or not you want it to update the auto tile in the game. So if, let's say that you want to be able to do damage to the auto tile, and then once it gets destroyed, the other tiles readjust. In one click, you can turn that on or off. Or you could even set that up onto a trigger inside of Build-A-Game and have it turn on and off inside of the Build-A-Game. You could even assign auto tile animations. So if you wanted each one of those tiles to have an animation, like a little flicker or whatever it might be, you're able to load up each and every one of those. But this is going to be a fun part for you guys to start to play with. We're shooting for about a month, 2 months after the release of Build-A-Game to get this guy out there for you guys to try. We want to get some good testing on Build-A-Game first, make sure that it's feeling solid, and then we'll start moving this guy out so that you guys can start putting in your own content, having some fun with it. Alright, so that is a quick preview of some of the art that's out there and a little bit of the pipeline that we're using. And we're excited to get Build-A-Game into early access so you guys can start playing with it. Alrighty, thank you.